In Islam, guardianship or holds a significant place. It refers to the responsibility and authority bestowed upon individuals to protect and care for others. Traditionally, Islamic teachings have emphasized the role of men as guardians of women. This concept stems from specific interpretations of Quranic verses and prophetic traditions. It's crucial to approach this topic with sensitivity and an understanding of its historical and social context. Guardianship in Islam encompasses various aspects of life, ranging from family matters to financial dealings. While the concept encompasses many relationships, the guardianship of men over women has been a subject of much discussion and debate. Understanding this concept requires delving into the Quranic verses that address it and exploring the interpretations offered by scholars throughout history. It's important to note that Islam, like any other religion, has been subject to diverse interpretations throughout time and across cultures. Therefore, it's crucial to approach this topic with an open mind and a willingness to engage with different perspectives. This exploration aims to shed light on the concept of guardianship in Islam, its historical development, and its relevance in the contemporary world.
The Quran, the holy book of Islam, serves as the primary source for understanding Islamic beliefs and practices. Certain verses in the Quran have been interpreted to establish the concept of male guardianship over women. One such verse is 4:34, which states, "Men are the protectors and maintainers of women, because Allah has given the one more strength than the other, and because they support them from their means." This verse highlights the responsibility of men to protect and provide for women. It emphasizes the complementary roles of men and women in society, with men being tasked with the role of protectors and providers. This interpretation has historically been used to justify the concept of male guardianship, with men being seen as having authority over women due to their perceived greater physical and financial strength. However, it's essential to recognize that Quranic verses can be open to multiple interpretations. Contemporary scholars have offered alternative readings of these verses, emphasizing the importance of mutual respect, consultation, and shared decision-making within a marriage. They argue that while the verse acknowledges differences in roles and responsibilities, it does not necessarily endorse a hierarchical relationship where men have absolute authority over women. The concept of meaning God's favor is often cited to explain the rationale behind male guardianship. This concept suggests that God has bestowed upon men certain qualities and capabilities that make them more suited for leadership roles, including the guardianship of women. This favor is seen as a divine blessing and a responsibility entrusted to men. Proponents of this view argue that is evident in the physical and intellectual attributes of men, as well as their greater capacity for reason and decision-making. They believe that these qualities make men better equipped to handle the challenges and responsibilities associated with guardianship, ensuring the well-being and protection of women. However, critics of this interpretation argue that it perpetuates gender stereotypes and limits the potential of women. They contend that should not be understood as a fixed set of qualities that favor one gender over another, but rather as a divine gift that manifests differently in individuals, regardless of their gender. Section 4 might gain men's responsibilities and privileges. In Islamic tradition, the concept refers to the privileges and advantages that men enjoy in society. These privileges come with corresponding responsibilities, particularly towards women. Men are expected to fulfill their duties as guardians by providing for their families, protecting their female relatives, and ensuring their well-being. Historically, these privileges have manifested in various ways, such as men's roles as religious leaders, heads of state, and inheritors of property. These roles have granted men significant authority and influence in both the public and private spheres. While these privileges were seen as a reflection of men's responsibilities, they've also contributed to the creation of patriarchal structures that have, at times, marginalized women. In contemporary Islamic discourse, there is growing recognition of the need to reinterpret the concept in light of modern values of equality and justice. Many scholars and activists argue that true Islamic leadership emphasizes service, compassion, and the equitable treatment of all individuals, regardless of gender. Section 5: Traditional and Contemporary Perspectives. The concept of male guardianship has been interpreted and practiced in various ways throughout Islamic history. Traditional interpretations often emphasize the authority of men over women, limiting women's agency and autonomy. This perspective was often rooted in patriarchal social norms and cultural practices that predated Islam. However, with the rise of feminist movements and evolving societal values, contemporary interpretations of guardianship have emerged. These interpretations emphasize the importance of mutual respect, shared decision-making, and the recognition of women's agency. They argue that true Islamic guardianship is based on love, compassion, and the empowerment of women to make their own choices. This shift in perspective is evident in the growing number of Muslim women pursuing higher education, entering the workforce, and assuming leadership roles in various fields. These women are challenging traditional notions of guardianship and advocating for a more egalitarian interpretation of Islamic teachings. Section 6. Understanding Guardianship, a Modern Lens. Understanding the concept of guardianship in Islam requires a nuanced approach that considers its historical context, diverse interpretations, and evolving societal norms. It's crucial to move beyond simplistic understandings that perpetuate gender stereotypes and embrace interpretations that promote equality, justice, and the well-being of all individuals. While the traditional view of male guardianship has been challenged by modern interpretations, it's essential to engage in respectful dialogue and understanding. Recognizing the diversity of thought within Islam is key to fostering a more inclusive and equitable society for both men and women. As societies continue to evolve, so too will our understanding of religious teachings. It's up to each generation to engage with their faith critically and compassionately, striving to create a world where all individuals